Like rated 1 through 10?
Yeah, 1 through 10, and just give you a little explanation.
All right, 7. 7.
Why is it a 7?
Oh, actually, I give it an 8 because it's a lot of ways you can make money. You make money on Spotify. You make money on the YouTube stuff, the clips, everything.
Your podcast was lit too.
Yeah, I know. We gave it up though.
It wasn't making enough.
It was making some money. It's just, yeah, we was just in different places, me and my cousin. So,
no, I feel that. All right, YouTube.
9 out of 10. It's a lot of money on that. It's good money, very profitable.
Okay, Snapchat.
I would have said 10 out of 10 2 years ago, but now I would say 7 out of 10. It's a little watered down.
Okay, TikTok.
I say 10 out of 10. Good discoverability.
Sure. So it's just easy to get discovered on there.
Yeah, I tell you, anybody's first starting off, do TikTok. It's the easiest.
Fire. And lastly, music.
20 out of 10. I just like music. I love making music. So,
you know, I met you for the first time when you was on tour with Kevin Gates. You stopped in New Mexico. You know, me and my boy, we from New Mexico. So yeah, it was a lit show for sure. You're the first person whose show I went to that I knew every song word for word. Second was Blueface. You know, me and him, we've been listening since middle school, dog. Like, you a real OG in the game. Like, we was listening to the reels. Like, we was really bumping that joint. Like, yeah, no cap. I got a couple other questions for you. If there was a freshman list for streamers, who's 3 people you would put on that freshman list?
Sure, I'll put Payway T.O. on there. I put Baby Rich, Not Quite Like Doug. You know, Wizard Kelly. Folks.
All right, one more question. Who is your content Mount Rushmore? Who's your content Mount Rushmore?
Boozy Tube. How many people on Rushmore?
4.
Boozy Tube. Mystic Got Jokes. Kai Sinat. I Show Speed.
W List. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. We're going to get a couple more POVs right here. We're going to see who can tap in with the stream. Hey, Justin, can I get a quick interview? We live on Social Proof right now. So you've been going absolutely nuts right now. You done inspired the whole way. Everybody's biting off of what you're doing right now. How does it feel, this new transition, this new content type, just giving the game, giving your perspective, and seeing how people are gravitating towards it?
I think it's humbling, bro. It's humbling. It's a blessing. It's just another way to honestly get messages out that I've been giving to people that if they work with me closely and get mentored by me, they've gotten for years. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a way to do that now publicly to the world.
Nah, for sure. It seems like you've been super flexible in terms of like adapting to what's the new thing, right? You've been on podcasting, you've had different avenues of content, and now you kind of pioneering this new wave, especially in terms of the black community. So what is it kind of taking to be able to adapt and be able to kind of just keep up and see what's going to happen next with content?
I think it's just about paying attention to like what people want, what they want to receive, how they want to receive it. You know what I'm saying? I think the first part of my career and content was what do I want? And you always hear people say it ain't about what you want, but we don't never get that. But you really understand like, okay, it's about serving people, and like that's what leadership is, right? That's what business is. It's like, how do I serve you how you need, not how I want. And so I think it's like any relationship, right? Like if you only give people what you want, the relationship don't work that well. It's about what does that other person need, and what does people need, what does your audience need, and if you can do that well, then I think you'll grow.
100%. So a lot of why people are gravitating towards you is you're just giving real messages, right? In 2026, it's a lot of the clip farming, it's a lot of artificial stuff. They just trying to do something for the views. What are some pieces of advice that you would give to all the young people who are coming up right now, whether that's they're trying to make it in content, they're trying to establish something in business, they're trying to navigate relationships? What are like some core principles that you would give to the next generation?
But that was a couple questions in one. I would say, but as far as if we're talking about like content, I would say definitely, being consistent, because that's where you get your data from. So like I post a lot, but I also get a lot of data when I do that. But also a lot of stuff is not about going viral. Like I think at this point, like I know messages very easily that are going to go viral, but it's about sometimes having a tough conversation and things that people don't want to say, but sometimes are feeling or thinking. And so I would tell people to dive down into more of those thoughts and conversations and find ways to be different, right? Because like you said, there's a lot of people that talk online, right? But it's like you got to find a way that when you show up, people think about you, right? Like if you show up and people think about somebody else, that's good branding for them. It's not really great for you, you know what I'm saying? So you got to find a way to be yourself and then deliver messages or content in a way that is consistent and easy for you to do over and over again.
Fine. And just lastly, is there any message that you haven't given or you want to reiterate in terms of something you want to just put out into the world?
Yeah, I think most of the thoughts that I do have, I do put them out. So I would just say any of the new ones, just stay tuned on the page, man. We're going to drop them.
For sure. I appreciate it. For sure. And we live on the Social Proof page. We about to go outside and I'm going to see who's out here. Let me see. Hey, who do y'all want me to talk to? What questions y'all want me to ask? Let me know what y'all want me to do in the chat. Let me open up the chat real quick. Let me know what we doing. When Dave get on here, Dave don't be reading the chat. I'm going to read the chat for y'all. Thank you. I think one thing that's super unique about Podcast Summit is, like, if you look around, there's so many people networking. There's so many people having conversations. Like, this is something that doesn't really happen in this way at a lot of spaces. So Podcast Summit is a space where all of these conversations can happen, all this networking can happen, and everybody's growing. What's up? How you doing? We live right now on the Social Proof page.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Check me out. I came to Podcast Summit last year as a volunteer, and everybody kept on asking me, like, why you ain't got started yet? Why is it just an idea? Don't overthink it. Just do it. And so I'm here, getting ready to launch, doing 100 conversations before we get ready to launch episode 1. So if you see me out, go ahead and approach me. You might be the next one.
So let me ask you this. This is your second year at Podcast Summit. What is the impact that Podcast Summit has made for you?
don't wait. Like, literally, like, just do it. You think that everything has to be perfect. You think that you have to have all the, like, top-notch things. But literally, if you're able to reach one person with your story and you got a couple people that's listening, like, that's going to grow into authentic listeners and followers. And that's what you really want versus, like, millions of people who's not actually listening to your content.
Thanks. You want to do your interview? I know you said you wanted to get an interview. We can do that during right now if you want.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. All righty.
We can get our camera people on the same side.
Want to go right here?
Yeah, we can go right here. It's up to you.
All right, it's your girl Cam with Navigating Life with Cam, and we're doing 100 conversations before episode 1. And if you can go ahead and introduce yourself for me, please. Tell me who you are.
My name is Jay Scribe. I am a content strategist. I don't work with some of the biggest streamers, YouTubers, streamers in the world, and I create content that helps people go viral. It's a lot of people that make content, it's a lot of cameramen, it's a lot of whatever. I make stuff that makes you go viral. I study how to connect with people, and I make sure whatever you do online, I package it in a way that'll make it go viral.
Excellent. And so my question is to you, what is something about success that no one warned you about?
Something about success that no one warns you about. When you start to reach certain levels of success, the people that are around you, your success becomes a mirror. So there's people that's going to act weird towards you, and it's not even nothing personal. It's just when they see you doing something, it's a mirror, and it shows them all the things that they didn't pull the trigger on, all the dreams that they had that they suppressed, all the things that they told themselves, oh, nobody could ever get to this point, and they decided, that's just for them, that's not for me. And when they see you doing it, they see it as a mirror, and it offends them or it triggers them. That's nothing to take personal. That's to be expected. Like, there's a lot of emotions that go with it. And for me, the way I look at it is when we have certain conversations with people, we are planting a seed.
Yes.
And as we continue to live out our life, we're watering that seed. Because when we say something to somebody, they have no choice. At some point, they're going to be at home alone in a dark room thinking about what you said. And when they think about what you said, the first thing they're going to do is analyze your life. They're going to line up what you said by what you're doing. And so your words plant that seed, your life waters that seed. And so I wouldn't take all of those things personal, continue to do what you got to do, and eventually, they'll come around, or they won't. It is what it is.
Yeah. And if they don't come around, that's cool. It wasn't meant for them no way. Like you said, your words plant the seed, definitely, right? So I got one more question for you.
Okay.
All right. And then, so what is something that you recently had to navigate through life?
I think recently it's just like, I had to decide that when somebody successful tells me I can do something or tells me something's possible, I'm not going to allow my movement to be stopped by not understanding it, right? So A-Mob's around here somewhere. He introduced me to one of his mentees. She makes $200,000 a month. He said she was able to grow so quick with her business because everything he told her to do, she did even when she didn't understand it. And so for me, I've made it a goal now to, when somebody is telling me something, when somebody's giving me advice, one of my clients recently just told me, yo, you can make $1 million between now and the end of the year. I don't have to wait for my understanding to kick in for me to start acting on it. I immediately started acting on it. And I'm seeing the results, right? The results come before I understand it. And so if we wait to understand it, sometimes that understanding comes from us doing. Understanding comes from us getting that experience. So just move on it. When people give you advice, move on it. That same client, she had told me that, like, she does credit repair. And she said every time somebody mentions something with credit repair, she goes and tries it. So she's going to figure out what works and what doesn't work because she does everything. I've chosen to adopt that as well. With my content now, I want to do talking head content. I want to do AI content. I want to do every type of content and find out for myself what works, what doesn't work. I want to be the best in the world. And so that just takes getting your reps.
That's 100% true, y'all. And he's actually one of those people that last year that I was talking to, and he like, what you waiting on? Like, what are you waiting on? Do it. So big shout out to you. Because definitely another reason why I'm here.
100%. I appreciate the interview.
All right.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast. So we're going to be around. We'll be streaming. We're making content. So, yeah, we'll be around. All right, let's see. Let's go back to this merch stand. How have sales been today for the team? We are live on Social Proof.
Again, if y'all don't activate the chat and tell him to let Ebony live, wow.
if I was behind here doing my proper job, I would have taken this as an opportunity to show off the merch that you were selling. But that's just me, though. That's just me. I understand everybody operates a little differently.
We don't.
Somebody just gives a little placeholder vibes, and that's okay. Sometimes we need placeholders.
Did he just call me placeholder? Did he just call me placeholder? Y'all let me know. Comment below, because if he just called me placeholder, we got issues. We have significant problems. We have hoodies for $75.
Can we see the
We
hoodies?
have shirts for $40.
The blueprint.
She's not good. She's not
Where
good.
is she at?
Let's talk to somebody who's passionate about their job over here.
This is the merch this year. Look at this. It's got the blueprint, the podcast summit, and then bam, on the back,
I didn't see the
got
mic.
the mic.
Ebony didn't show me the mic last time I was here.
Nice, right?
Yeah, this real nice. And it's the
Nice.
embroidery on the front. This is
Yes.
expensive. They didn't put some money
Yes.
into putting this merch together.
This is nice. This is $75. You guys better come get it while it lasts. Get it while it lasts.
Look, we here. We got the podcast summit merch. You know, don't mind the staff that they got going on over here. But yeah, you know, podcast summit. It's a lot of stuff. I know exactly who I'm gonna talk to next. Excuse me, man. We are live on the Social Proof YouTube. Talk to the people.
For real?
Yeah, we live on YouTube. Talk to the people about Podcast Summit. You doing a lot of work. Doing a lot of work. You know, making sure that these things are. What are you on the way to do?
I am making sure a speaker gets where they're supposed to get, but I'm not doing it. Someone else is doing it, but I'm supervising.
Supervising. Okay. What are your takeaways from Podcast Summit this year?
I've been working so much, I feel like I haven't had the chance to listen and learn.
I feel that. There's a lot going on this year. Y'all working hard. Y'all putting together some dope stuff.
You know, every year you got to get bigger and better. So maybe tomorrow I'll get to actually sit in and learn. You know what? I'm going to sit in on ET session though. So
When is that?
that is 2 sessions after this.
Yeah, I'll be at ET session for sure. He cooked last year. He wasn't even supposed to speak. ET came out. He just grabbed the mic. He went crazy. Let's see what else is going on over here. Like I said, y'all, Podcast Summit is a vibe that you can't get anywhere else. Like, the stuff that happens here is not stuff that happens at any other convention, at any other. It's not putting people in a box. Look at what's going on right now. All of these different podcast sets, all of these different creators creating content right here on the spot. Let's go look at this activation over here. Yo, look at this. This right here is a green screen setup. Look at this. It's a whole virtual set. It looks like she's in a studio right now, and there is no studio.
There is a studio. It's just green, sir.
It is a green studio. You want to tell the people what's going on? Then we are live on the Social Proof YouTube.
Oh my goodness, are we really?
Yeah, we're live
The
streaming.
Social Proof YouTube.
The Social Proof.
I'm so nervous now. Is the whole world watching?
Everybody.
No, just kidding. So as Jay has mentioned, we got the studio. It's a green screen studio. We're doing live keying. We're doing live green screen keying. So there's no post production, right? Camera goes out, brings the image in, goes through and processes, drops it live, and we can stream, we can record, we can do multi-camera, and that's actually what we're going to be doing at the Next Creators Clubhouse.
So you can do a multi-cam setup with your virtual studio?
Yes.
That's fire. So this could be ideal for somebody who's desktop streaming, somebody who's doing webinars, somebody who's doing podcasting.
But think about this. Like, say you have a podcast studio and you're inviting people to record in your space, but they're all using the same room. What happens?
People start to recognize it. It
gets
the value
stale.
goes down. Yeah.
And then you have to reinvent the room, right? But then someone really liked the room, and now the room's gone, but then you reinvent. That's a nightmare. But if you do a green screen space, every person can get their own space that's theirs and no one else's. And it can be branded to them, and it can have their colors, and it can change, and it could evolve, and it could upgrade, right? And never, like, the sky is the limit, and you're not knocking down any walls. You can put yourself outside, you can put yourself inside. And what we do is we make sure that the lighting matches and that everything feels cohesive and that it doesn't look like it's in two different spaces, or it doesn't look like cheesy newsroom green screen. We want to make it look cinematic. So it's coming, by the way.
Yeah, now this is amazing. I don't think I've ever seen this setup before. This is dope. This is super dope.
Peace out, world. You got to come. You got to come check out ATL setup, and you got to come, to Dave's next studio, because it's coming. I think he's hinted, but it's coming.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
We get, as of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people recording just in this room. Like, this is completely different from what you're going to catch at any other convention, and that's why you got to be at Podcast Summit. If you haven't got your ticket, it's not too late. You can still go to podcastsummit.com. If you want to get the virtual ticket and the replay, you can also get that at podcastsummit.com. So don't feel like you missed out on the action. We still moving, we still grooving, we still making sure it's happening. So let's see. Let's go backstage and see what's happening backstage. We're trying to give you out an exclusive point of view. There's so many dope creators, so many dope speakers, so much game that they're giving. Like, this is really a transformative event. Like, this is one of those events where you can really change your life, where you can really go and get the information needed, and like it's just different. There's no place like Podcast Summit. Excuse me. Hey, let's see who's on stage.
It really highlights how we move from a hobby to a high-powered system.
You are not just a host anymore. You are basically
Summit in Atlanta. Where
So right now she's teaching AI and how to use AI to run an automated business.
Agents and how to use AI at the Podcast Summit, but it's going to be amazing.
Your session on AI agents is going to be a total game changer for everyone.
It really is. AI agents are the key to moving from content.
Now I stop it, I take the recording, and I'm going to easygit.com. I click on audio, I go from video to MP3. It converts my MP4 to an MP3, and then I can upload it to my podcast distribution network. Got it? Come on now, someone say no excuses. No excuses. You can use AI agents as your co-host and have conversations with them. The only key is that you have to train them and tell them who they are, interrupt the conversation, tell them who they are, and go. I use Loom.com to record the conversation, write that tool down. It's a screen recording software that can get your mic and the computer mic, and then I take that video file, transfer into an audio. Everybody got it? Got it? All right, let's keep going. So that was the co-host. Now I want you to meet an agent that's going to be your sponsor manager and do automated outreach for you. How many of you are contacting at least 10 potential sponsors every single day? Okay, 2, 3. 3 people, okay. So here's how you do it with AI. You're going to go to the same tool, buildasuperagent.com, click on agent, and tell that agent what you want it to do. Every single day, I want you to find 10 potential sponsors for me and write the cold outreach email. Now, it'll find the sponsors for you based on who you are and what your podcast is about. Or you can do this for an event, whatever you want. Then send the emails, track it in a database, monitor it for replies, and then notify me in Slack of a reply. And when you give this instructions to your AI agent, you connect it with your Gmail, and the email goes out every single day. Every single day for you. And then as soon as that sponsor replies, your agent will come back and say, oh, you got a reply. Right, you got a reply. And then you can tell it what to do from then on and keep going. How many of you are going to set up this agent? Yes? Get some sponsorship? You have nothing to lose. You're not doing it anyway. You're not doing it anyway. Set up your agent to do it. All you can do is win. If you send out 10 outreach emails, I say you, I mean your AI agent. If your AI agent sends out 10 outreach emails for you every single day, do you think you'll get some sponsorships? Yes or no? Yes. All is your own AI clipper. Like, why not create your own video clipper to clip your video? You don't sound really excited about this, right? Are you excited about Cornelius? All right, here's how Cornelius works. 2 ways that he works. 1, and I'm using the same exact tool. 1, he monitors YouTube. I tell him, monitor my YouTube channel. Anytime a new episode is uploaded, send it to Opus. It's a tool that it'll send it to, and then schedule it on the calendar. Write the caption, schedule the video, and this whole process for like a 90-minute video will be done in 10 to 15 minutes. Everything will be clipped and scheduled, and it will go out. I'm going to show you in a minute. I talk to my Cornelius on WhatsApp. So a super agent, it's going to connect with Opus's API. And an API key, I want you to think about it like this. The AI tools that you use might need other tools. So you're going to have to go to the other tool and say, hey, Cornelius needs to use your tool, he needs to go into your room and do his job inside your room. And so that tool, Opus, is going to say, all right, here's the key for Cornelius. Give this key to Cornelius. And the key is a string of numbers. Numbers and letters sometimes. So then Cornelius has that key, right? Opus gave me a key, I give it to Cornelius. Anytime Cornelius wants to do something with Opus, the door is open because he has the key. Got it? So a lot of these tools have their own rooms, and you need the keys for them. And so it will tell you when you need the key and how to get it. Now, did anybody watch that podcast episode with me and David, the Social Proof podcast? Yes, if you do. And so this podcast episode, David didn't invite me to collaborate. Where's David? He didn't invite me to collaborate on this episode. So when the episode uploaded to YouTube, I had to take the episode and give it to Cornelius because it didn't show up. But that's simple. I gave one line, and I'll show that to you. So this is what the agent did without me doing anything. Took the episode into Opus, clipped it all up, and scheduled it. So now I'm going to show you the exact workflow in video form. Are you ready for it? Say ready, ready! Here we go. I'm going to play the video for you. So I'm in Build a Super Agent. I click on Agents. I click on Create a New Agent. And then I'm going to paste this prompt in there, which tells Build a Super Agent called whatever you want, the Clipper Agent. And you're basically saying a Clipper Agent, exactly what I told you, goes to YouTube, finds the videos, clips them with Opus, and schedules them on Opus's calendar. All right? And so, this is basically what I'm telling it here. And so here we hit go. And so then the next thing is that the agent knows what it needs from you. It's going to say, give me your API key from Opus. And if you don't know how to get that, just ask it and we'll give you instructions. All right. So now I'm talking to Cornelius on WhatsApp. I'm in WhatsApp. Someone say WhatsApp. Right? So me and Cornelius are having a conversation on WhatsApp. Okay? And so right there, I tell Cornelius, hey, this video with me and Omar, I need you to clip it for me. So Cornelius says, good, URL looks valid, submitting it to Opus Clip Now. And it tells me that it's doing the work, and it's like, don't forget, you have 5 other videos that I clipped that we didn't schedule yet. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I told him to do that right there. So now I'm telling him, yeah, go ahead and auto-schedule it. And here's the schedule, look, July 3rd, July 4th, July 5th, all of the clips done and scheduled on my calendar. And then it's going to go on whatever platform I tell it to go on. Let's go to my Twitter account, try to prove it to you. You all need proof, right? All right, there's there's that video clipped on Twitter. There's another one clipped. Oh, you recognize that guy right there? Yep. Those guys right there? Yep. And then there's another one clipped. And then, it's clipped. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just telling Cornelius, here's a new video, clip it, schedule it on my X account, and it's done. Someone say, done and done! Right, done and done. So think about how you're leveraging AI now to get yourself out there. Does anybody know how much it would cost to hire someone to do this for you? $1,000? Someone shout out a price. How much would it cost for people that don't know? sure that you set up this AI agent. Thank you. Make sure that you set up this AI agent. All right. So now I have a tool stack to show you. You ready to see some tools? Yeah, you ready to see some tools? All right. So this is a tool that I'm using, buildasuperagent.com. It'll take you to a tool called Base. And it's the platform that I built my AI team on. I showed you some AI agents that I'm using in my business, but you're also going to think of what AI agents that you need in your business. Think about the tasks that are taking up a lot of time. Think about the things that you weren't going to do anyway, and giving those things to AI. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Yes. All right. So the next tool that I like is ChatGPT Images. So I use this a lot for my thumbnails and for different things in ChatGPT Images. Anybody else using ChatGPT Images? Okay, all right. Yeah, good. And so ChatGPT.com/images, and I'm going to give you a prompt to try for those of you who haven't tried yet. So first of all, you'll need an image of yourself. So you can like take a selfie of yourself. You'll need an image of yourself. And then here's the prompt. So this prompt says, please draw the character in the image, and then you put your name there, Alicia Little, based entirely on how they treat ChatGPT during conversations. Some of y'all aren't going to do this because you know how you treat ChatGPT. It said the entire page should visually answer the question, what kind of human are they? To ChatGPT. And so it should feel like, yeah, this is exactly how the person treats ChatGPT. We're just going to try it. And here's why I want you to try this one. Because I'm making a point that your AI tools, with their memory, they know you. They know you better than they think that you know you. Are you using them to that extent? Write down this beginning of a prompt that will change so much that you do with AI. Based on what you know about me. Write that down. Based on what you know about me. If you tell that to AI, based on what you know about me, the conversations that we've had, the work that we've done together, give me 5 new ideas that I can use to make $1 million in the next 12 months. Ask me any clarifying questions that you need in order to fulfill this plan. It might ask you some questions, or if it knows a lot about you, it's going to tell you all the different ways that you can win because it knows you. Good? Based on what you know about me. Say it with me. Based on what you know about me. Try it, change everything for you. All right, so this is how mine turned out when I tried it, and it said, Alicia Little, aka ChatGPT's favorite human. Look at that, favorite human. I don't know where that arrow's pointing fixes now, I don't know what I was doing right there to it in that photo, but it really is, this is really something based on what it knows about you. So try it, how many of you are going to try this? Yes, try this, why not? All right, here's a hunting for you. This tool is called Manus. Manus.im. Write that down. MANUS.im. I love to use this tool for presentations because it's so good at creating presentations. And so I'm talking about like PowerPoint presentations for your slides. How many of you can take a long time to create a slide deck? Let's say a 10-slide deck. How long is it going to take you? Someone tell me. 2 days. 8 hours, 6 hours, right? Hours. But Manus, you can just talk to it on your phone and tell it what type of slide deck you want to create, and it's going to create the most amazing slide deck. I have tested every slide deck tool out there, and Manus blows them all out of the park. It's amazing. But here's one thing I found with Manus that I'm now using with a lot of other AI tools, is that I'm telling Manus the value of the end result, like the product. So you see here, create a presentation about your topic in whatever style that you want, but look at the last line. Make it look like a professional illustrator sketched it live for a $25,000 agency project. Tell Manus how much you would have paid Manus to create it for you, or how much the value of this PowerPoint presentation is, and it will be night and day. So if you just say, create a slide deck for me, give all the instructions, and leave off that last line, you're going to get a great slide deck. But when you add that last line and give it a value, you're going to get an amazing slide deck. Isn't that crazy? I did this. ChatGPT now can create great ebooks and give it to you in PDF format. Did you know that? Have you tried that yet? So go to ChatGPT. You can even say, based on what you know about me, come up with a title, what my ebook should be about. It will give it to you. But when you have it create that ebook, you're going to say, create this ebook as if you were my ghostwriter that I paid $25,000 a month to create my ebooks for me. And the result is going to be the best table of contents. It's going to be laid out perfectly for you. Give it some perspective of how much you would have paid for that job, and it lifted standard with you. Got it? All right. So thank you. One person clap for that. Thank you. Thank you. But when you start to do this, the AI takes on a different level. It's about how you're training it, and the parameters you're giving it, and how you're telling it to respond. What do you want from it? If you want it to be a genius, tell it from today on, you are a genius. Act like one. I want you to now be in genius mode. What does that mean? ChatGPT, Claude, Nance will come back and say, in genius mode, I will act as a top 0.1% strategic thinker. And everything you ask me, I will answer it as if I'm a genius. And you tell ChatGPT, lock it in and stay in genius mode until I tell you otherwise. So you're going to do this, sit next to someone and type in the same request, and they're like, how come yours is perfectly fine? Because my ChatGPT is a genius, right? Keep it on genius mode, and you can set up any mode you want for what you want it to do. I learned this because one day I asked ChatGPT, I said, how much mulch do I need for my mulch bed out in front of my house? And there was a big tree in the mulch bed, and I put one of those wet stadium cups in the mulch bed to give it, guess how big it is. And it came back and said, you need 1 bag of mulch. And I was like, I wrote that is so wrong. You are so wrong. Anybody ever told ChatGPT or an AI tool it's wrong? You're like, you are so wrong. And you know what it said? I said, didn't you see the tree? I put a red stadium cup in there. And it came back and said, oh, if I had human judgment on, I would have known that you would need more than 1 bag of mulch. I would have seen the tree and assumed that you would have needed more than 1 bag of mulch, but I didn't have human judgment on. Would you like for me to turn on human judgment? I said, would I like? Yes, I would. So I said, how do you act in human judgment mode? And it told me how it would act in human judgment mode. And I said, can I call on you anytime I want you to have human judgment on? And it says, yes. I'll lock it in, save it in my memory. Anytime you need human judgment on, tell me to go into human judgment mode. And then I was like, can you go into genius mode, and what would that look like? And it says, yes, I could, and told me what it would look like. So this is how we're using ChatGPT. Train it. Got it? You got it? All right. I love Claude. What am I calling users? In Claude, I love the Claude Pro extension. If you're not using it yet, you're missing out. You do have to have a $20 a month Claude account to use it, but you're going to go into the Chrome store, you're going to download the Claude Pro extension, you're going to open up any web page and tell it to take action on that web page. Right now, I'm in my X account. I tell the Claude Chrome extension, create a Twitter post on my account for the next 30 days based on what's working, getting engagement on my current Twitter page. Create these images on ChatGPT, download them, put them on Twitter, write caption everything. So the Claude Chrome extension opens up ChatGPT images. It created the image for me. It downloaded the image, and then it put it on X, wrote the caption, and then it asked me if I want to approve it or not. I said, yes, I approve it, and it's up. It's up, right? And then I said, schedule it for the next 30 days. And it creates all the posts and schedules it right there on X for me for the next 30 days. Is that good? Create the image, post everything. So we're using AI now to be more productive, to get more done, to take things to a whole different level. Okay? All right. The next tool I like is 11 Labs, and I'm going to give you a good use case for it. It's an AI voice cloning tool. Did you know that you could create an audio book in 11 Labs? So in my book funnel, I'm selling a book, and then the upsell is the audio book for $29. What I do is you take your book, you put it back into ChatGPT or Claude, and you tell it, I need you to redo my book in an audio book format so it sounds good, and I'm going to have my 11 Labs AI voice recorded. Boom, it gives you a file, you go to 11 Labs, you click on audio book, you upload the file, and your audio book will be done. in real time with people. If you're going to InvestFest, I'm going to live demo this. So how many of you are going to InvestFest, right? Make sure you're in the room. We're going to talk about the live avatar there, but I'm using a tool called HeyGen to do that, and it's called AI Alicia. I'm also using HeyGen for my AI avatar. So if you go to my Instagram page, right? So we're on Instagram. You go to my Instagram page, you're going to notice that a lot of the AI on my Instagram page is my AI avatar doing different things for me. So this is just a video inside of my HeyGen, and that's my avatar right there. Her desk is always clean, her hair is always done, she is ready, right? We give her a script, and she reads it in my voice is in there, and we're getting so much more done. Let me give you a real use case. I have a business summit coming up next week, and my ads team said they want you to create hundreds of videos for that. Like, I need to sit down and record 200 videos. I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. So what do? I recruit my AI avatar. Hey! And so she has done over 400 videos for me in the last 27 days. 27 days, 400 videos. Now, if I was to pay someone to do that for me, it would probably cost me at least $120 a video. Do the math, 400 times 120. But I have my human team members doing this for me, and so my human team members have a salary. The cost of using HeyGen and the next field tool I'm going to show you, Higgsfield, and now this is the salary that we're looking at, right? We're looking at humans plus AI augmented labor as being our full team, and these are the results we get. All right, the next tool is called Higgsfield. Has anybody used Higgsfield in here? Okay, you guys use Higgsfield. Here's why I like Higgsfield, because Higgsfield brings all of the best video tools together. All right, so inside Higgsfield, you're going to find Google Flow, right? You're going to find Seedance. You're going to find all these other tools inside of Higgsfield. So what I use for my AI twin and for my commercials is I use something called Higgsfield Seedance. All right? Now, this one here, I bought the Higgsfield. I click on video. Higgsfield Video Seedance. Higgsfield Video Seedance. And here's an example of one of the commercials that I have running right now for my summit, and it's my AI avatar, right? One of 400 videos. Here's another one. She is working hard. She's working hard. Look at her. She's working hard. She's recording all these videos for the AI summit. Now, I do believe in transparency, so when you see a lot of my videos, you see, hey, this is Alicia's AI twin. She's off doing something else right now. But let me tell you about this, and this. So you'll see that we do that a lot, but this tool is called Higgsfield. Now, this video in Higgsfield, I'm actually going to walk you through Higgsfield's new, let me go back for a minute and talk about it. This is Higgsfield's, what I'm about to show you is Higgsfield's newer tool called Shorts. A lot of you aren't doing your shorts because you don't have an editor. So you're like, okay, I don't have an editor. Am I talking to anybody in the room right now? Like, I don't have an editor. What if I could show you how to use an AI tool to get an editor just like that? Would you be interested? Oh, I'm not good. Would you be interested? Alright, let me show you. In Higgsfield, you are going to go to Shorts Studio. In Shorts Studio, you are going to pick a theme that you like. In this case, I'm going to pick the yellow doodle theme. And then you're going to click generate, and it's going to generate the video in that theme. I'm going to show you 3 examples. Here's the original video.
Hey, I just finished my latest ebook. It's called AI Career Lanes, and it's about like where you fit in this AI space. And so I just finished my latest ebook. It's called AI Career Lanes, and it's about like where you fit in this AI space.
Another edit, another version of it.
Hey, I just finished my latest ebook. It's called AI Career Lanes, and it's about like where you fit in this AI space. And so it goes over like 9 different lanes.
Come on now. Could you do that right there? Could you do it? Yes, yes. Yes. You are just taking the video that you already have and giving it to Higgsfield so that it can edit your video for you. Now, there's really no excuses. Right? No excuses. Say no excuses. No AI. Do you hear me? Focus on that and your business will reach new heights. I've really focused on that for the last 4 years, for the last maybe 18 months being all in. And what happened to our business has been absolutely amazing. We have hired more humans, but each of those humans has an AI team working for them. Empower your humans with AI teams and everything will change for you. Last month, like 35 days ago, we were awarded as the number 23 fastest growing women-owned businesses in the nation. More training, go ahead and either take a picture of this or scan it, get the URLs for it. Morgan, can we do a quick video? You ready? All right, we're going to do a quick video. So I have proof that you're all in on AI. Is that good? All right. So, is that good, Morgan? Yeah. All right. So everybody stand up for me. Stand up, stand up. We're going to say that we're all in on AI, and I'm going to tell you when to go. We're going to make it around the room. In 3, 2, 1. All in. Take us out of here. All right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Alicia.
Oh, is this yours?
Come on, guys, show us some love. One more time for the queen of AI, Alicia Leon. Just as y'all see y'all day on me, I got shots of excited. Make some noise for the big guns, Mike Hall. Come on. Oh, AK, I was about to have him rocking with me for a second. I'm shooting something, get up on the jet. To the eyes of the mother. To the rain and rolling forever. Don't be at the top, but look good together. Somebody said big boys don't dance, we with it. What? Somebody said big boys don't dance, we with it. Like, I felt that. My knees and my ankles appreciate y'all. Like, I may look like I'm about to get into it, but I ain't going nowhere. I'm not doing nothing else. This is all you're gonna get from me. So I just want to let y'all know that today, matter of fact, I don't even want to tell y'all, I want y'all to tell me. By round of applause, by screams, by energy, I just want to know how many of y'all have already seen your investment already based off of what your investment already did. I'm talking about day one. The reason why I asked that question is because there's so many people that wonder why people come to events like this. They wonder why people show up for themselves and why people invest money at a high level to be in rooms like this. I want to talk to somebody real quick. Somebody tell me, why was this worth it? Let me talk to somebody in my VIPs right now, one of my diamond members. Like, somebody stand up and just talk to me. Joy, stand up for me real quick. One of my coaches, Joy, somebody say, hi, Joy. Somebody say, hi, Joy. Joy, please tell me why it was important for you to be here and at the level that you're at. Why was the investment worth it? You know what? A microphone wouldn't be bad. Cousins, can I trust y'all two right here? Would somebody handle this microphone? Now, Joy, once you start talking, I need this back and forth, okay? All right, here we go.
All right, so for me, I'm just starting my podcast, and coming into the room, I mean, coming in at the diamond level, the reason why I made that choice was because I get access to all the speakers, and I've been able to have lunch with them, be able to stay downstairs, but then also meet with other people that are investing in themselves as well. And a lot of times when I'm in the back of the room, it's hard to hear. So I like to sit up front and actually take it all in. So that's, to me, been a big part of it.
For my tech team, somebody backstage, bring a mic on the floor for me as well. Joy, I want you to answer a question for me. When did you find out about this event, and when did you make the investment in order for you to be here?
So I found out about a week and a half ago, I think, yeah, it was about that, and I made the investment then. So, and then I upgraded to Diamond in the last couple of days.
A week and a half ago. 2 weeks ago, she didn't know anything about what was going on. Your investment says something about you. Not us. We know that you can get the level of success that you are committed, that you're committed to. And everybody's not ready for this level of investment. What I'm not trying to sell you on Diamond, what I'm saying is that your level of investment is where you're ready to succeed. You only trust yourself to invest to that which you think is possible. And sometimes getting in the room is the biggest investment that we can make. And it's worth the same amount because you never took that time on yourself. So I need you to understand, even if you're in general admission, if you took a chance on yourself in order to be here and was like, I need to see what this experience is for, you need to celebrate yourself as if you did Diamond. I don't want you to think that we're pointing out people and saying that your investment is in the same. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that your results are tied to your belief. Your investment is tied to that belief. And sometimes I only believe that this could or could not be true. But sometimes people have that feeling they decide not to do. So I want to give you your flowers and say the fact that you decided to do it, even when you still need a little convincing or you had a little bit of uncertainty, that says a lot about you. But when you are a person that did not know anything and make that investment, you got the right name, Joy. You already expressed who you are. What is it about you that made you want to make an investment and then upgrade to Diamond Life? Why was that so important without having enough information to let you know that it was worth it? Why was it worth it to you? What microphone is that? Oh, you got to flick it up. So there's a clicker on it. We're going to do this in real time. There we go. It's starting to light up. Perfect. I hear Peter.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, so for me, I chose about 6 months ago to leave corporate and leave consulting. I was executive at corporate. And I realized that chasing money and, the high six figures, it just wasn't worth it anymore to me. And I wanted to move back home and help take care of my family and be there to enjoy time with my parents before I didn't have time with them anymore. And so I decided to take a leap of faith on myself and God. I'm a spiritual person, I'm a Christian, so for me, I just said, okay, God, put the right people and the right stuff in my way and on my path and lead me to it. And so when I saw this experience,
yeah, we can clap for that. Go ahead, show some love.
So when I saw this, it was funny because I saw it come up, and actually my friend Allison is speaking at PodFest, I think it is, next year, and I was like, oh, is this the thing that you're in? Do I need to sign up? Because she lives in Atlanta, and I've been coming up to Atlanta a lot. She's like, no, it's something different, and I watched the videos and saw David speak and watched a couple of the other things, and I was like, I'm launching my podcast 8/1. I don't think this could have come at a better time. And so I'm going to go and just leap on faith, and hopefully I'll meet some nice people and, maybe get the word out about my podcast and then meet and learn new things.
Listen, she said hopefully I could meet some nice people. That was cute.
That's all right.
Girl, you met your family. Okay, welcome home, welcome home. Can we show some love to Joy real quick? And just to put some respect on your name, she said she's starting at 8/1. That's August 1st. I met her before this, so I know the answer to this, but I'm so impressed with it. I want y'all to hear it. When we started our first podcast, I think we recorded 5 to 10 episodes before we put it out and just give us a little cushion. How many episodes have you recorded now that you're ready to start on 8/1? How many episodes do you have?
I have 30 recorded. recorded, and I'm coming back to Atlanta to do at least another 15 at the end of this month. So if anybody's an executive or wants to be in front of executives, that's my audience. So I bring joy back to the executives' life that are dealing.
Come on, somebody. Come on. Hey, don't half clap. If you can't clap for him, you can't clap for yourself. Come on. 30 episodes, y'all, and ain't one aired yet. We're talking about intention. We're talking about preparation. And now we're talking about networking. She just invited y'all to a podcast that's already successful. She already put the energy out. Now it's just about people seeing what you got going on. If you're an executive, you know that you can benefit from that. Make sure you come find Joy. Joy, before you leave, what's the best way for people to reach you?
So I keep my cell phone. This is a big
Okay, well, wait a second. Okay, well, let's protect your peace, okay? I ain't with everybody. I love y'all, but I'm gonna treat you like I would my family member. Don't just go shouting out everything. Okay, look at
my Instagram.
Okay, let's say your IG.
It's JOY_ASTJOHN. So Joy A. St. John.
Okay, Joy ASTJOHN. Is that correct? Joy A. St. John. Everybody make sure you follow her, whether or not you're going to be on a podcast or not. Show her some love, run her numbers up, and make sure that she knows that she's in the right place. Joy, thank you so much, y'all. Put your hands together for Joy real quick. And I want to let y'all know that y'all never know when I'm going to tap back in with some of y'all. Virtual people online. All my cousins online, listen, I need those questions coming in virtual chat. I need to know what's in and out about these messages so that I can tap in with you all and so I can read some of these questions online as well. The next break that we have a little bit more time, we're going to tap into some of our virtual people because I want our cousins in the building to see what y'all got going on and how this is benefiting y'all as well. Are y'all good with that? That's crazy. You all are embarrassing. Are you guys ready for that? There we go. I'll be like, I really be bragging on y'all backstage. I'm like, watch this. I'm about to get them together. Watch this. They gonna be ready. I'm like, crowd, tell me. They like, WB Frog. Yeah, I just told myself I'm 40. I gotta find a younger reference. I got like 7 laughs. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That did happen about 30 years ago. That joke's expired. Okay, cool. Don't worry. By the next time I come up here, I'm gonna think about something that's relevant to people not giving me the right energy, and I'll be ready for y'all again in our next break. How many of y'all know who we got coming up next? All right. Shout out to all 4 of y'all. I said, how many of y'all know who we got coming up next? My goodness. Everybody stand up. Okay, I just don't like it. I done called y'all my family. I done told y'all why we here. I done reminded you who you were. And I have to keep begging you to get silent. I feel embarrassed. I'm going to have you turn some music on. They still got the highest. My cousins need to keep doing so they can. As a matter of fact, watch this. E.T.'s here. So you know who Eric Thomas is. You do. But when I told you Mike Moss was here, you gave me energy as if your lungs were sore. So that's the kind of energy you had in you all the time? Yo, Mike Moss is here! Oh, I believe in him! Oh, it's possible! Somebody say that's the standard. Somebody say that's the standard. I don't get excited for that because that's what you're capable of. You deserve the energy that you give. I'm telling you what you deserve. I can only trust you as much as I feel you. But you still deserve it. But I can only believe that you're going to give yourself the energy you give someone else. So when I tell you to make some, I don't care if you give it to me. I'm already paid for this. David already believed that I'm the person for this job. The people that come on, cousin, somebody said you are. God bless you. But I'm not here because I'm talented. I'm here because God told me that He's going to keep using me as long as I keep reminding somebody else that He can use them. I'm not here to get more popular. I'm here to let somebody know that they made the right investment. I'm here to let you know not to give up on yourself. And if you believe that you're not going to give up on yourself, if you're ready to tell me you're not going to give up on yourself, I just need you to make some noise for your decision. Let my cousins talk to me real calm. We gonna get that itis about your sister. Come on, what you got for me? Oh, shoot. Hey. Okay, I see somebody shit. My music won't let me move that fast, but I'm gonna try to do slow version. Hey. Oh, listen. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let's rock. It's a slow version. But for y'all that got energy, I'm gonna let y'all rock, okay? I'm gonna go y'all. If you got energy, here we go. Here we go. Big boy. Come on. And somebody got energy. Come on. Yeah. I let you I need Jason. I need a monk who's going to take me through some breathing exercises. Because what I just did, I just disrespected myself, my lungs, and my capacity. I've heard people say this before, but I literally just gave y'all everything from me. Hold on real quick. Somebody give me a safe word. Water. Inhaler. He needs some pills. Somebody said hospital. Give me a second. I'm gonna work through it. Where's Destiny Child? I'm a survivor. I got this. Y'all, this is an environment that's not only magical for learning, but y'all, we gonna have a good time too. Like, winning don't have to just be stressful. When you attach obedience to it, you can really start to kind of enjoy yourself. Like, we just running the play. Somebody say run the play. Like, at this point, we are just enjoying ourselves because we are celebrating the fact that we are all here. I think that's not going to hit for everybody because some people have to receive their messages in real time. Somebody's not going to feel that until Saturday morning and this podcast summit is over. Somebody's going to sit there and be like, man, I miss my cousin on stage. I wish I just would have got up and danced with him. He was crazy. But for those of you who are taking advantage, and I'm talking about simply just looking up and smiling. You don't have to get up. But if you smile, you bob your head a little bit. I know you with me. But if you're still not sure if you should be in this room, I need you to lock in. I need you to lock in. If you know that you're where you're supposed to be, somebody say, I know. I said, if you know you're where you're supposed to be, somebody say, I know. Can I tell y'all some realness about me real quick? And y'all can have a seat. Thank y'all so much for loving on your big cuz. Give yourself a round of applause.
Hey, real quick, big cuz, before you keep going.
Yeah.
Just a quick announcement. We got some people that got some bags and some empty seats. If you can't move those bags and raise your hand, we got some people that standing up that would like to have a sit down. So if you got a bag that's taking up an empty seat, we ask you to please put it beside you or underneath your seat or something so we can get some of these people that's standing up, we can get them sit down. Is that okay?
That works for me. That gave me enough time to go get a towel. Because it was leaking. Oh, y'all know my ministry. This hat is not covering up waves. Oh, that's sweat. Got free access. I just have to go ahead and write it down real quick. That is not a reference. That song is too hype. Don't you play that DJ. I am just getting my breath back.
Well, I'm about to do it.
Listen, I know you was ready too. All right, I said, hold on, let me tell. Because AK be on point with it. I said, I got to give him a heads up real quick. Don't throw that on me just now. All right. So I want to hear from somebody who's their first time here. Somebody make some noise if it's your first time here. Oh, I got some first timers in the building. Oh. Ace, you want to come talk to the people? Oh, Ace, come here real quick. Oh, everybody make some noise for Ace Metaphor. Come on, y'all. Oh, y'all clapping, but y'all don't know who this is yet. Y'all ain't gonna forget it once you hear from him. Now, Ace is the owner and creator of tonight's conversation. Come on. Oh, that sounds a little familiar, don't it? Come on. Yeah. And Ace is gonna be leading out something very special tonight in the conversation. Ace, for those who don't know you, man, tell me a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
Mike. Well, that was the first bad impression. Okay. My name is Ace Metaphor, and I host a podcast called Tonight's Conversation. And for the last 2 years, I've been based here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's such a beautiful place to be a part of. So things like this is regular. So I was just talking to Don, and I said, 3 LED screens? I said, this environment. I like the people out there that's ready to do interviews. I did about 3 or 4 out there. This is a beautiful thing to be able to walk amongst each other that are creatives, that have podcasts, that got dreams, that want to make things work. So I appreciate being in this space. Yeah.
All right, well, sure. Hey, I'm going to just keep you one time, too. I ain't going to get a chance to have you on the stage that often. How you feel about your because hosting, man?
It's good.
Okay, no, I'm ready. I want to get better. Talk to me.
DJ. He has some moves. I don't know if his moves are than my moves.
Oh.
So like, what I was thinking is, we can just do a little dance off real quick.
You ain't got to threaten me with no good time.
A little dance off something, you know what I'm saying? Walking out something Atlanta based.
Oh, he ain't never seen this big boy boogie. Hold on real quick. AK, talk to me. We got 30 seconds of fun. What's up? You call me out. You know that. He's a winner!
No, man, you're trying to sabotage me with that song. Give me something I can dance to, walking out or something.
Now walk it out. you're providing. It's not just good game. This is a family environment. Welcome to the family reunion, y'all. Y'all home. Up next, stand to your feet and help me bring to the stage the one, the only, David Shannon. Turn Dave's mic on.
Get him straight.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get started. All right, so my name is David Shannon. For those who don't know, y'all showed up. Super excited. But I do believe that I found my gifts, and my gift is not just interviewing, but a gift of curiosity. I am truly interested in you. So today, we're going to talk about our interview. All right? Anybody interview people? Ever interview podcasts? All right. Okay. We're good? You know, stage. Get crazy a little bit. Let's go. Let's get the slides up if we can. But it's the art of the interview. So there was a crime scene. Detectives come since 2012. Found a guy's head in a park in LA. So if you are an FBI agent, there's some questions we got to ask ourselves, right? What are some of the questions? When you come to the crime scene, obviously something bad happened to someone. What are some questions? Who did it? What was the motive? Where's the rest of the body? There's questions here. So they're asking all these questions of how to find out what happened to this person. They found out that he was his head. They didn't take his own head. But now they gotta find out who did it. So they're going through their investigation, and it leads them to this guy where that was his roommate / boyfriend. That's the closest person. As I see it says he booked a flight to Mexico. And I missed the sentence. Bringing that from investigations. For some reason, matched up. There's no flight to Mexico. Like this is your boyfriend / roommate. And you had to say, you're talking about going to Mexico, but obviously he did. There's no flights booked. There's no conversations with him. They know this guy did it. This is a true story, by the way. They know this guy did it, but they can't pay him. They're trying to trap him in a corner, so he starts to confess, because his story just doesn't match up. He's clearly lying. But we can't prove that he did this. So we had to prove it. The murder happened in 2012. Through forensics, they found out. Well, they found the crime scene in 2012. The murder happened in 2011, which means this guy's definitely lying. And you didn't see it in a year? You didn't report nothing to the cops? Okay. But it can't pay. It can't pay. The drilling is coming. 2 years later, there's a new FBI agent on the case. And he reopened the case. And they said, we need to bring this guy in. Y'all got 30 minutes. I got to go. They bring him in for investigation. But instead of drilling him with questions, this new investigator brought a different approach. He said, tell us your side of the story one more time. He asked questions like, how did you feel when you realized you was guilty? The guy said, I only got 30 minutes. He's answering the questions. But this is the line of questions that they gave him. The interview lasted 5 hours. That's what happened in that 5 hours. He gave them all the information they needed. What's the moral of the story? Great interviewers don't ask better questions, they create better conditions for honesty. So asking great questions is only part of an interview. You have to create an environment that allows people to open up and be honest. If you are going to interview, I promise you their goal is to put their best face forward. Right? They have some prepared answers because you got prepared questions. But if you're not creating an environment for them to open up and be honest, it'll never work. One of my greatest compliments when interviewing is when they get up and say, "Oh, I never told anyone this before, but..." Does that happen because I asked a question, or does that happen because we created an environment? So I want y'all to think about this. If you were going to have a conversation with someone, let's stop being impressed with our questions that we prepared, and let's create and... Does this make sense so far? All right. I'm going to give you 6 interview tips. I don't have a whole lot of time because y'all ain't going to see me anyway. You can't see me, bro. I know. This is this. Not going to be long. But this actually works not only in interviewing. If you are having conversations with other human beings and you want to get them to open up, if you know he's cheating, pulling up the text messages won't work. Trying to press that person to get them to tell you the truth, it won't work. You have to create an environment. So the first step is every question should be based off the last answer. So, some of us in our interviewing, we have our questions. How many people prepare good questions? How many people prepare good questions? The problem with preparing good questions is after they answer the first question, you move on to the second, and the answer may not have anything to do with your next question. And it breaks the environment. Prepare questions with a safety net. The real interview is curiosity. When I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, I realized that the more I talk to someone, the bigger the tip. No, one of my keys for making more money as a server was simply asking them what they do. Take the next question. You're going to ask somebody what they do. They're going to give you an answer. Take this note. Here's the next question I want you to ask. And it opens up a whole conversation. Here's the next question. Man, how did you get into that? What do you do? Construction. How did you get into that? Everybody has a whole story about how you got into... Yeah, what do you do, man? I work in a factory, man. How did you get into that? Oh, man, I'll tell you, man. I went to da-da-da-da-da. What was the question? How did you get into that? All right, cool. Can I have a microphone? Can I have a microphone? A second microphone, please? This is going to be helpful. Y'all going to work with me today, right? Okay. We got another microphone? Who wants to volunteer? Okay. Right here, because she halfway stood up already. Oh, where is she at? Oh, okay, give it to her. Because she ran. I like the enthusiasm. Okay. What's your name?
April Dobson.
Say it again.
April Dobson.
What do you do?
I'm a podcaster. I host the Purpose Today with Dr. April Dobson podcast that inspires people to live their purpose today and every day.
Wow. How did you get into that?
It started 2 years ago. God actually told me to start a talk show, and that's why I started it.
Is it God?
God told me to start a talk show. I had no idea how to do it, and that is why I did it.
So why did you do it?
Because God told me to do it.
Why do you do what God says?
Because He directs and leads my life.
How do you know?
So from the time that I was a child, God has always protected me. He's always guided me. He's always led me. And prior to starting the podcast, I had transitioned careers many years prior. And I had been coaching people for years. And I started coaching people on how to transition from doing something that they hated or just to make money to transition into doing something that aligned with their purpose.
I'd love to give a round of applause. I literally asked the same question like 3 times.
Thank you.
Right? So, all of my questions come off the last answer. And I'm going to give you another key on that. Here's the word search, okay? Listen for emotionally loaded words. So she said, well, God told me. I said, God? Okay. Honestly, I felt invisible. I say, invisible. One question, one word. You will not believe how effective this is. Let's try it again. Let me get another mic. Get another mic. Right here in yellow. We're listening for words. Hello.
Hello.
What do you do?
I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Indiana. I am a CEO and I have 17 employees. We focus specifically on father's rights.
I'm sorry, you focus specifically on what?
Father's rights.
Father's rights?
Absolutely.
Fathers.
Yes, the reason for that is because when I grew up, I didn't know my biological father, and I didn't know him until I was 42 years old.
42?
That is correct.
42.
And I'm 50 right now.
And you're 50 now?
I know.
42.
That is correct. And I had a bunch of questions for him as a litigator, and when I met him, he was diagnosed with tuberculosis and had no voice. So all my questions fell to the wayside. But God answered my one prayer that I had as a child, which was, let me meet him before he died.
Oh. It works really well when the person you're interviewing at least tries to get good answers. Because it'll spark 42. Yeah, 42 my whole life. You did all right. I felt so ashamed. You'll say, people are opening up. One word. Because we're now looking for words. So I know you've been taught to do your research and prepare, but the preparation are simply crutches for you. If they're not an engaging guest, they don't have the stories, they don't have the information, they're not like giving you much, then maybe you need to go to the next question, because maybe one of these questions will open them up. However, our last question is to come off of their last answer. And I'm telling you, if they're looking for words, they'll start opening up, okay? Most interviewers hear answers, great interviewers hear words. Number 3, let them borrow your vulnerability. I'm going to show you something real quick. And this is probably one of the finest interview sections I've ever seen in my life. We played a video. David Letterman asked Jay-Z about cheating on his wife. Whoa. For one, you can't ask someone like Jay-Z those types of questions. 2, man code says, you don't bring that stuff up right in front of me. Am I right? That's a man. Okay, can we play a clip? We got it? We got the clip? Let's have the clip, please. That's the clip.
More accurately, I think we'll see record breaking numbers next election. I think we'll break every record.
You and I have one other thing in common, and I have to be cautious how I articulate this. But a few years ago, I got myself into some trouble. And the situation was my responsibility and my fault. And I did something that I regretted, and since then I've tried to acknowledge that mistake and be a better person. You can only stop behavior that was hurting people and apologize for it and try to continue to be a better person.
That's right.
At least that's all I know. But I like to think, and maybe this is flattery that I can't afford, that I'm a better person, not the person that caused so much pain and so much pain. But at the time, the pain that I caused myself was the fear that I had blown up my family. That I was going to be in a situation where I would see my son every 2 weeks. My wife would be dating Scott, a dentist from New Jersey. You know Scott? And I would go to therapy and I would talk to people about this situation. And they would tell me various things to just get me out of the office. But I never talked to a person who had been in that situation. I've done something of course.
Yeah,
to blow up my family.
Yeah, you know, for a lot of us, we don't have, especially where I grew up in so we don't have. Our emotional puberty.
So I'm going to show you that there are levels to living. I saw it. And I'm sitting there like, wow. The way he put himself on the chopping block first. So if I'm asking someone a hard question, I always put myself on the chopping block first. And it creates an environment for them to open up. Am I right? If you go first, they'll follow. So you're going to ask someone a hard question. You don't know how to say it. So you have to say, all right, well, if I'm talking to somebody that is super successful, they're coming on the podcast to show how successful they are. But my interviews these days aren't really about their success. I'm more interested in the story of how you got there. So, when my formula is, if I get someone successful on the podcast and say they're making $40 million a year, my first job is to get my audience to respect my guests by talking about their successes and their highlights. But after I get them to respect my guests, I need to get them to connect with my guests. So if you make $40 million a year, you got a bunch of employees, my next line of questions come to, okay, well, before you even got to any of this, before you even had the idea of where were you, and then they revealed that they once made $40,000 a year. And the person that's watching a person that makes $40 million a year, at one point was making $40,000 a year, connects with that because they're like, yo, I make $40,000 a year. Which leads me to believe, one day, I too can make $40 million. And all I'm doing is going from that $40,000 back up to $40 million. But I have to, before I get to that, we just big this person up. I'm saying, man, I remember when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, it was like, I didn't really have a lot of confidence in myself. I just felt insignificant. I knew I was going to be successful one day, but there was something inside of me that kept telling me this wasn't going to work. And I had to fight that. Every single time the guest starts talking about how frail they were or how afraid they were, but unless you start there, you say, all right, so tell me what you're afraid of. You're like, man, I'm just afraid not living my full potential. Bruh. Tell me what you're afraid of. When I talk about my errors as a husband, I can't just go to a man like, yo, man, you a trash husband too, right? Before I get that line of questioning, I can be like, man, if I'm being 100% honest, man, I'm emotionless sometimes when it comes to my wife. And I know she will want that, and I don't yell at her. But I think sometimes she'd rather me yell than not show emotion. And that's something that I'm dealing with. Every single time I'm having a conversation with someone, they go down that same path. If you go first, I'm going to follow. Number 4, be curious, not intelligent. Some of y'all are so smart. You got to prove your point of how smart you are. And every time they answer a question, you got to piggyback on your understanding of the answer. There's some questions that I ask, and some of you don't know. But I'm not going to show y'all how smart I am. I'm there to give you the information. Anybody here, having been following, you've been on podcasts, things of that nature, you ever feel like you're competing with the interviewer? Ain't it annoying? My God, why am I here? If you're going to give all your bars, why do I need to be here? If we're going to create that likability factor, and I promise you, most of the opportunities that I've received in the last 5 years came from me bigging up my guests and trying to understand who they are and not showing them how cool or how smart I am. I know some stuff. This ain't the place for me. I'm not saying play dumb, but stop trying to prove that you're smart and prove that you're curious. Okay? Number 5, ask for pictures, not opinions. My job as an interviewer is to get my guests to paint pictures, even if they're not good at storytelling. So, okay. Let me get another mic. Let me get some you already have one. Let me get some mic back there. Right there. Okay, real quick. Okay. I'm excited. Stand up.
Hi.
Stand up. Okay, just let us see.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I'm Madam Z. I have a podcast that started thanks to David. It's Madam Z and Friends Podcast. Thank you.
Good. Okay. So what are you doing?
I'm an educator. High school.
How'd you get into that?
I have a son that's on the spectrum, and it was dealing with all the problems, not having the resources, not having the knowledge. I decided to go back to school.
So your son is on the spectrum. I know that you said it, but what does that mean?
The autism spectrum. And he's actually a very high-functioning adult who's currently finally graduated from high school and lives on his own.
So when you found out this was the diagnosis, what did you feel?
Relief, because I was tired. Man, I'm gonna say, I was tired of the bullshit of all the running around that I had to keep going through to get to where I needed the help. To get me to the point where I got the help that I needed for my son.
What do you mean running around? What do you mean?
Unfortunately, in New York City, you are given a great deal of red tape. Bureaucracies do not want to help you the way you need. And I had to go through HE double hockey sticks, but I was persistent. Because that's
Give me an example of what you're doing.
paying $5,000 out of my own pocket to get a specific exam called a neuropsych exam, which actually led to the actual diagnosis for him and getting the services that he needed.
The 600, did you have the money to pay for it?
I had to pay. No, I did not have the money. That was one of those rock Peter to pay Paul.
Give me an example. I'm trying to understand, because some people have the $600 we pay, but I'm trying to understand your situation in this moment.
Well, at that time I had decided I was 39 and I wanted to go back to school. So I was working part-time for a gas station. And I was working at going to foods, food gas station? Yes, sir.
Sheesh, must be tough.
Indeed it was.
So we don't have enough time, but what? She said her son's on the spectrum, and my goal right now is to get her to paint a picture. We found out she worked at the gas station, had to pay the $600 to try to take to New York. But now we can see a bit of a clearer picture of what's going on in her life. So I can say, oh, well, you had to pay $600. I need to know the situation she's in. Is it $600 when we just pay it, or is she down to her last $600? And I'm telling you, sometimes it takes a little minute to get to the point where you're focused on painting a picture for your audience and not just giving answers. The interviews start to feel deeper. You understand?
Yeah.
So don't just accept an answer without seeing a picture of it. Cool? All right, thanks so much.
Thank you for the encouragement.
People connect with scenes, not summaries. You need to say things like, take me back. Take me back to that time. And they're telling you, something. They say, okay, what happened next? Where were you? How old were you? Where were you mentally? Where were you emotionally? We got to start painting pictures for people. A lot of these people have never told their story before, and most people are not good storytellers. Have you ever interviewed somebody and it's just giving you terrible answers? It's like you just answered the question, you don't open it. How do you find a way to give me a one-word answer on an open-ended question? And again, sometimes it may take a little while. Sometimes it takes 6, 7, 10 minutes to create an environment. And if I had more time, we would create an environment where she's saying there's a thing that she doesn't want to say. I can feel that. I can see there's deeper parts to the story. Maybe there wasn't a family environment there. Maybe she's dealt with something as a child. Triggers this. But we first have to create the environment. Not just finding more questions. I got it? Okay. Number 6 is my favorites. Make them defend their point. And respect doesn't require agreement. If you say something to me and I don't agree, I will make you defend that point. I'm not afraid of just about respect you. And you don't have to agree with everything someone says just because you respect that person. CJ will say something to me, if I don't agree, I say, well, I don't agree. And guess what? He'll defend the point and will drive it home and make me understand. And he still likes it. Has anyone ever said something to you that you didn't agree with, but you didn't really want to challenge it because you didn't want to create something? Maybe. And it's not a disrespectful thing. It is kind of how I see stuff. Okay? I just need you to defend what you're saying. And I don't care how successful you are. I will say things like, I don't agree. Let me give you three stages. We're going to find the friction. Okay, before I get into 3 stages, take this out. Find the friction. There is better engagement in friction. So you might say, you went on a date yesterday? Oh, great. If you were talking to you, if you're interviewing someone, you're like, tell me about the date. They'll tell you about the date. You'll say, oh, wow, that's a cool date. And then they'll tell you more about it. That's cool. But if you're talking to your friend, and you say, tell me about the date. They say, well, first you pick okay, did you need the horn? Did you call yourself outside? Or did you not do it? Right? But because we're sitting in front of someone, we want to let them get it all out. We need to create some friction. If you're telling a story, why would you do that? I would do this and that. There needs to be some sort of friction. So me and I, I'm looking for something to disagree on. If your friend is telling you the story, you can let them finish the sentence, and sometimes you get off. You say what you have to say in that moment. So, I mean, he called. Good man just calls. That's how you talk to your homie, right? Interviews are no different. So, here we go. Great interviewers go to point attention and explore it. Let's create some friction. Again, not in a weird way. But if you don't agree, it's okay. Say it's okay. It's okay. You interviewed someone you didn't agree, but you just move to the next question. Right? Sometimes we do, right? Don't nod at everything successful people say. Help your audience understand why they believe what they're saying. So here's the levels, okay? Here's how you disagree. You could start with, this is like mild. Wings, you got welcome to land. You got mild, medium, and heights. Okay, mild, you say, I've had a different experience. Help me understand why you believe that. That's the way I disagree. Right? I've had a different experience. You want to go medium? I don't think I agree with you on that. I mean, let's say, for instance, they said college is a waste of time. You say, well, I don't think I agree with that. I didn't waste my time in college. Why would you say college is a waste of time? Or you can say, no, I'm not feeling that. You know how many millionaires graduated college, bro? Which one's disrespectful? None of them. None of them. You want some engagement, right? So I watch some of y'all interviews and they're so boring, bro. Because you're like, oh wow, your story, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. There's no friction anywhere. There's no banter. There's no back and forth. There's no agreement. What if you watch a movie and the movie starts and the person is smiling and they're successful and they've got the family and the house, okay, and everything's fine, they get the money, they become more happy. And then at the end, they like never die and they're super happy. You're like, it's a horrible movie, right? That's how your interviews are. Wow, you're so smart. So somebody has to repeat after me. Nah, I'm not bad. I'm trying to say that to somebody today. Yo, on your first date, and they say something, and you're like, in your mind, you're like, but I want you to mess up. I'm like, nah, you're tripping. Don't challenge, this is important, don't challenge the person, challenge the position. That's your don't challenge the person. But we can keep the disagreement on the thing. College is a waste of time. Well, I don't think college is a waste of time. I had a different experience with college. I'm not saying you're tripping. Sometimes I will say that. Especially when you're comfortable with the person. Your job isn't to agree with your guests, it's to help the audience understand you. Okay? So here's the big pyramid. At the bottom, we're going to talk about what happened. These are the facts. And this is where most people live. Interview-wise. This makes sense, right? Some of us, honestly, how many people you're honest, like, you're just asking what happened, and they tell you what happens, and the whole interview lives there. Anybody, or used to be that way? Yes? The next level is how did it happen? The sequence of events, where you start to get details. It's the details in it. The sequence of events. That's a little better because you're asking what happened and you're asking some sequence of events. But how many people live there? Bottom 2 tiers. Most of your interviews have been like that. Okay. And then we get to how they feel. The fear, the excitement, the pain. I want to know how you felt at the moment. This is about the person. This is when you start creating that relatability because most people that you're going to interview know that the cameras are on and they're not going to talk about their fears or their vulnerability. But how do you get around that? Pop quiz. You start. You leave. Has anyone ever heard me say something negative about myself or something that I struggle with my guys? All the time. It's related. And then, lastly, who did it make you become? What is the transformation? Who are you now? And if you hit all of these points in an interview, you win. You'll find stuff to clip. You got it? Okay. That is actually part of the interview. My goal today is to do something big. And this presentation actually is me practicing. Because I'm not going to write a book. I'm not going to write a book. Y'all want that? I've studied interviewing, and I need you all to make this a study. There's an art to this. Some of you fire off questions and I don't see the art. Somebody give me your takeaways from the David Letterman interview. Give me your takeaways. Pregnant pauses. We let the moment breathe for a minute. Drew a minute. Hold on. He put himself in a space where Jay-Z would feel empathy for him. There's levels. The emotion and experience, crack a few jokes. I saw that, y'all don't speak. I'm watching the interview, and this, I don't know, maybe y'all get excited about this kind of stuff, but I saw it and I watched that clip 15 times at least. I said, the art of it. But you can get people to open up if you really get curious about the person and who they are. How many people can get a little more curious? And some of us only interview when the cameras are on. If I'm at a grocery store and the cashier is talking to me, I want to know who the person is. Because it's not about me. I am genuinely, my first thing I said was, my gift is my curiosity, because I'm genuinely interested in people. Now, what I'm telling you is, if you are not genuinely interested in other people, start a different format of interview. Just start a different. It doesn't necessarily need to be interviewing. It can be you get a co-host, or you and your co-host just talk about it, or you do it solo. But if you're not genuinely curious, you're not going to do well in this space. I have a couple more minutes, and I want to know if there's any questions for this space. We're still writing on it. Okay? Talking about one book? Hey, let's do this. Let's do this too. I need a challenge. 2027. I'm going to have this book with you. Okay? Here's the thing. I haven't started. But I need to like have some sort of promise to y'all, like it's not out by 2020. Because I've been wanting to do it for a few years. And I need to ask, how can I create a challenge? So I'm here saying if the book ain't done by 2027, podcast something is free. Listen to me. If this book is not done by January 1st, 2027, free podcast upgrades for everybody here. It's not strong enough, is it? I'm not gonna say free. Listen to me, okay? All right, here we go. This may not be your benefit, but I understand that if this book is not done by January 1st, 2027, I will $100,000 to nonprofit in Hollywood. Not so selfish, you're not even clapping. $100,000 to nonprofit is selfish. Not looking at diamonds here, but listen, family, I want to say thank y'all for coming, and this is a dream of mine to usher into lifting their voices. 20 years ago, this couldn't have happened, where people are like, you can say something, you have the potential for the world to hear it. But what, can I just introduce our next guest, do you mind? Y'all mind having that? So our next guest, literally between him and his partner, saved my life. Forever. So CJ sends me, I see CJ at one of our mutual friends' houses, and I'm selling his t-shirts, Sleepers for Suckers t-shirts. And CJ says, yo, I'm working for this guy who's a motivational speaker, and I think your shirts would be I think it'd be dope for him to wear the shirt because his brand is a whole like motivational, never sleep, things of that nature. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking about the Boston streets. He sent me a video, and I watched the video.